Hi everyone, this is InfrUltra, and today I'm showing you how I made this 12-hour long track. Or well, actually it's 3 hours long, but it will make sense in a second. Let's just take a little preview. So here's one part. Let's just skip that a bit. Let's skip a bit further ahead. And then the last bit I want to show. Right, and this goes on for a long time. There's some slight variations here and there to make sure that it isn't the exact same thing being repeated over and over again, but that doesn't matter anyway, because the entire idea of the track is that it's generative, meaning that it generates itself as it goes. And it is what we call generative ambient. The idea behind generative ambient is that a bunch of random values and control voltages are used to create a beautiful, long-lasting ambient track. Usually these are performed with modular synthesizers. However, I am not familiar with modular synthesizers, neither am I familiar with the grid in BitWig, which is what I'm using right now. Meaning that using any sort of modular things, or in this case the grid, is not an option for me. But if you're just like me, then maybe there are some other things you can do, namely things with note devices, and that's what I want to show you today. So let's start from the start here. We have a single little instrument here. Let me just very quickly group all of these effects into a nice chain. This is without effects. And this is with. Now, as you can see in the note clip, it's just one note being played constantly for minutes at a time. So then how does it sound like different notes are being played? Well, that's where note devices come in. First, what I'm doing, all notes that are played in this case, a single note is constantly played, and it is sent through a note repeater, which slices it into eighth notes, Then every single eighth note gets pitched up anywhere between 4 semitones up and 4 semitones down, indicated by this bipolar here, so it goes both up and down. Then I tune it to F minor, and then I randomly clicked around in the key of A for absolutely no good reason until it sounded a bit right, because I am not very good with scales. Then to add some extra bounciness, I added this ricochet, which basically just replays some notes. And it helps with adding some extra notes for the high end, which is nice. On top of that, the parameters inside the instrument, which I cannot show right now because my license ran out for it right now, but the preset still stays, so don't worry about it. It has a couple of macros that are being changed with these random modulators, and they spread over 2 and 4 bars to change some of the parameters inside. We also have a bleach low machine, which is what causes the sort of tape stop-ish sound that's happening inside of the sound. We also have a comet, and comet is basically just a reverb that we have over here, and the reverb's being changed in different ways. We have the dry wet being modulated by 3 different modulators at different speeds, so they get different sort of landscapes depending on just a couple of parameters. And then we have a filter which I use to fade it in. Here I'm using something a bit more complex. Here we have a chord being played. We got a D sharp, an F sharp, and a B. A C3, an E, and an F sharp. The higher notes, however, are with less chance. When we look into here, all we're doing is filtering it into F minor again, because yet again I forgot my scales, and because I'm putting so many note devices on it, it could be tough to find out what exactly I'm doing. I also have some note transpose on it, so every time the chord is triggered, which is, let's see what's the rate? Every 4 bars, the randomizer gets re-triggered and sets a new transposition. It can go from -2 to +1 octave above its normal tone height, and then all of that gets fit into a nice pad. The piano is another one, which is one of my favorite things about this whole music piece. It starts off with a multi-note, so we have 2 notes being played, a D sharp and a C, and it gets filtered into F minor. Then every single note that's played, and there's like a whole chord being played, and here you can see 2 notes are being played. They get filtered through into F minor, and then all of the notes that are played trying to see if I can get a good chord. See, so there's one. All of the notes that are shown here get filtered into F minor and then strummed at a certain pace, which is decided by a random. Then per note that gets through the strum, it can also play a perfect fifth, an octave above or an octave below with a certain amount of chance. Then I have a little polysynth over here to add some bass, which is quite simple, really. Now let me sew it up. Here it's into full filter. Basically, the way this works is I have two different subs, and the octave can be changed based on a couple of random modulators. Then we have the drum machine, which adds some very interesting textures here. To do this, all you have to do is just grab a couple of different Foley samples. These are all the samples I went with. I used Emergence, which is a free plugin to add grains. All of these samples are played by an arpeggiator, of which the bass rate and note type is constantly being modulated through. We also have a Valhalla room, which gives a room, obviously it's in the name, and it's changing quite fast. So sometimes they're really dry and sometimes they're really wet, and it kind of goes all fast. The same goes for a Calmet here, but this one goes a lot slower. It's a little reverb that goes up and down over 16 bars. And then a filter to fade it in and out. When we look at it, that's actually all of the different things that we have over in this project. And it's all you need to make a 12-hour long track. You don't need some really cool modulators, modular synthesizers or whatever. All you really need is a couple of note devices in BitWig and some random modulators, and you just put them all together. I know this wasn't the highest quality of video, and Polarity already made a video of this type with considerably higher quality, but I just really wanted to share this with you, even though it's not too much, but yeah, I'm also not going to edit this because I am lazy. So see ya.